CoastLife, we know that sometimes when you're doom scrolling and you're spending a lot of time on social media and maybe you got the TV in the background and you're just getting hit with heavy and hard and difficult to hear news, it can really be a bummer. It really kind of drags you down. Well, we know that, we hear you, and with Coast TV News, we want to introduce you to Coastal Connections, a little bit of a bright spot in what feels like a lot of heavy news sometimes. So Torie Seagraves, our content editor, is joining me today, and content editor really doesn't summarize all that you do. I know she's part of our Coast TV News glue that keeps the whole operation running. So Torie, introduce us to Coastal Connections. We're so excited for this.
Yeah, thank you, Leah. Yeah, it's very exciting. It's allowing us to really take those characters and those interesting people from along the coast and really expressing their stories and what is a feature story about them. And that's exactly what we aim to do with this segment.
Yeah, and I really do think there are so many characters. I love that that's kind of the term you used, and so many wonderful people. I mean, we know here on CoastLife that we introduce you to so many great business owners and just amazing organizers and volunteers and so many folks that make this community so great and what it is. So I think to share that with our news platform is really great.
Yes, and we have two segments that have already been up and running for this. The first one we did was on David's Ice Cream. It's this adorable little ice cream shop in Rehoboth, and they employ a lot of people with disabilities. So that was a really nice story to hone in on, and we got to talk with the owners and their inspiration behind the ice cream shop. We did do some coverage on that prior to the Coastal Connection, but this time we really got to delve in with some of the more details that we didn't get to touch on last time. And more recently, our reporter Kevin Zapay talked with a local influencer in Ocean City. He does a lot of talking about just taking 5 minutes to reflect on yourself and your mental health and bringing awareness to what it is to do to help yourself. And for him, it's taking a 5-mile walk in Northside Park every day, and has helped him be 10 months sober now. So it's a lot of good stuff. It's a lot of nice, heartfelt stories that we might not typically get to on the news.
Yeah, very much so. So where can people check out Coastal Connections?
Yes, so we have it airing in all of our broadcasts every Thursday, and that will always run in those broadcasts, but also be clipped to our website under the Features tab on Coastal Connections there.
And I'm sure this is a relief too for our news team to check these stories out, because I know, when there are really heavy stories, you can feel it, like the air in the newsroom downstairs. Everybody's just getting really bogged down and heavy and tired. So, how do you think this is really going to help our reporters and our news team too, in addition to our community?
Yeah, I think it comes back to that mental health thing, right? Like, I think this is a good way to mix it up a bit and not only do the hard pressing news in the community, which is very important, but also highlighting the people that make our community what it is. And I think a lot of that are these characters and these people that have their own personal stories to tell. So when we also, as reporters and people who work in news, get to go experience that and talk and make those connections one-on-one with people, it helps us feel more a part of the community too, and really figure out who it is that we're telling these hard news stories for, but also, telling the people of the community their stories. So it's a lot of fun, and it adds a lot to our Feel Good newsletter that we air first thing in the morning on Fridays. So that's a really good thing to sign up for, and has all those fun feel-good stories as well, including Coastal Connections. So if you're looking for even more feel-good content, you can subscribe for that on our website as well.
Yes, so maybe you need a little extra feel-good content today. Give yourself a Thursday hug with Coastal Connections and subscribe to our feel-good newsletter as well. And we'll have you feeling nice and relaxed and happy about the area that we live in and celebrating all our awesome community members. Well, Torie, thank you so much for coming in and sharing about Coastal Connections and keeping people up to date on everything that's going on here in our area.
Absolutely. It's so much fun. It's a really great part of the job. It's a very fulfilling part of the job. So, I hope we'll hear from all kinds of people from around the coast and get to tell all the stories we possibly can.
Absolutely. So we'll let you get to that. If you do have a story that you want to share, we're going to give you a moment to do that, because CoastLife's going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back.